Hello and welcome everybody. This is Amanda Rose, your director of media for Archer Travel Service, and today I want to welcome back Ellie from Princess. How are you doing, Ellie?
Well, very well, thank you.
We are so excited to have you back. Obviously, all you agents enjoyed last week's training. All your comments, interactions, and views on the training make us so excited. And I know today we're going to be doing a tutorial on the website, so that's even more exciting. Ellie, with no further ado, I'll let you take it away.
Great. Thank you so much, Amanda. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me again today. Bit of a flooding of Princess, and we like that. So I just wanted to just pop my details up on the screen there if you didn't get a chance to take them down last time. If you need anything at all, there are my details. But today I'm just going to take you through our intranet, just so all of the tools and sales tools that you have available to you at your fingertips, but also just take you through the booking process on Polar Online. Now, some of you may be very familiar with that booking process, but of course, there's always little bits of tips and tricks that are sort of in the back end that you may not be fully aware of. So without further ado, I'm just going to go straight to our Agent Hub, and for those of you that are on last week, would have just briefly seen this. You may already be aware of it as well. But we do have, this is our intranet that is for trade eyes only. And I will just go over the options after I go through the booking process. I think we'll get that over and done with first. So Polar Online is our online booking tool, which is how you book all of your cruises and that sort of thing in the system. Of course, there is our reservations team as well, and they can book that over the phone. But this is the very, very user-friendly system that we like to use, and we use here back office as well. So it's called Polar Online. You can access it one of two ways. You can access it while you're on the OneSource, which is our travel agent center. Or there's also the WLCL website, which you would be familiar with, and this gives you access to all of the world-leading cruise line brands. So to launch Polar Online, that is for Cunard, Princess Cruises, and Cunard, Princess Cruises, and Pinot. You can access through this one, and it's exactly the same look and feel, but Holland America and Seabourn actually just have a different interface, a different login. So exactly the same, works the same, but they're just a little bit different. That's due to our head offices, but we're all under the same entity. So you log in here and you go launch Polar Online, or you can go to OneSource as well and launch Polar Online here. Now, I just want to reiterate, they are the same login details. So if you've been using Polar Online and making all bookings and everything like that, and you've never accessed OneSource, I have sent the URL through, and I believe it might be on your intranet now, but you can just use the same login details for OneSource and access all of these sales tools. So without further ado, I will click on the booking link, the booking system. And you come to the homepage here. So obviously we're going to use Princess Cruises today. So I'm going to click on Princess Cruises. And very, very self-explanatory, create booking. Just before I go into this, though, I just want to cover off these options here. So those of you who have guests that have future cruise credits lists, this is a really great tool to be able to see what they've done. Now they will only have cash value ones, all of the bonus ones, if they weren't applied on bookings, expired on the 31st of December 2022. And you may notice in your login that some of these options are actually in fact inactive, and that is because they would be controlled by head office accounts. So that's in terms of setting up cruise sail weeks and select sailings for any time that you may need to do a promotion or something like that, which would be more geared by your head office. But I can absolutely have conversations with those for cruise sail weeks or select sailings. These are the groups up here, select sailings groups, they're the same thing. So just some really good options there that I urge you to just have a play around with. You won't need to look at holding accounts or bank payments and that sort of thing, but just good to be aware of. But without further ado, we'll go into create booking. At this point, it's really, really imperative to search by the member number or enter the member number of your client first if they have traveled with Princess before. The reason for that is because they will go into their loyalty program, and the cruise will automatically be linked to the loyalty program, meaning that they're going to get higher and higher up with their cruise credits and the number of nights at sea. It does become if for whatever reason they don't get to do that, we can merge them later on, but it's just important to know, because if you make a booking and it's not entered in, I'm not 100% sure of the time frame, but a new Captain Circle number will be generated for them, and then they'll have two. Of course, it's very simple. We can just merge them, but you don't want their credits to be split across two different member numbers. So the easiest way to do it is you can search by phone number if you don't know. So I'm going to add it in at the very beginning of the booking process. And the benefit of that as well is it means that you don't have to enter in all of their details once it comes, because it's all linked to their membership number. So I'm going to just do a cruise for myself and my lucky sister, passengers 1, 2. Of course, you can go to 4 here, up to 4, and you can look at the offers that are there as well. So now I'm going to select passengers. Oh, need to apologize for that. I'm going to breeze through again. Just had a little bit of a technical difficulty. So Princess Cruises, create booking. Oh, having some internet issues. Create booking. I will come back to this. Not sure why that's happening. Launch online. It's definitely working. So there we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Search. Nothing like repetition to really hone in. Okay, select passengers. Okay, great. Now you can see on the right-hand side here, the memberships are already linked into the booking. You can have up to 4 there. Obviously, some rooms will have up to 5, such as the Sky Suites and that sort of thing on our larger ships. However, a lot of those cabins are actually waitlisted. Not necessarily mean that they are waitlisted. It just means that you usually have to call reservations to book them in for you. But now if we go down to the search, here's where you can add in your cruise search and your cruise tour. So the left-hand side is for your anything cruise, and you can't do a cruise tour without booking a cruise first. So what you do here is you add in the home city for where your guests reside. So of course I'm in Sydney, and if we ever need to fly them back somewhere. As an Australian agency, and your agency is set up in AUD, these are defaulted to only Australian capital cities. So you need to have an Australian residency to be able to do that. Now, these search fields become, the red ones are, of course, self-explanatory. They're mandatory fields. But of course, if you know the voyage number, you can bypass the date section. The voyage number is either in the product line, or it's usually at the end of the URL on our website, but they're also in the brochures as well, if you want to look for the specific voyage number. I'm just going to choose any date and I can show you. Depending on how detailed your client wants to be with their trip, they might be very specific that they really just, all they want to do is go on Sky Princess. It's a brand new ship, so they want to do that. They can actually select that. Sun Princess as well, whatever they like. You can make it as narrow down the search however you see fit. I'm just going to go balcony. We want to, if they know that they want to go to the Panama Canal, and it doesn't necessarily sail at that time, it will give you the closest dates to it. Of course, you can search by nights as well. All of these options available to you. I prefer to just see what's available. That is obviously completely up to you how much you want to have that search wide or narrow it down. Now, the search by category list I find the easiest because it will show you what's available in that category. And if guests are knowing that they want an inside or balcony, it makes it just quite a bit easier to do it. Search by date and time, date and zone just means basically the region and the time of when they're sailing in that region. So you might, if you were going to use that, you might use the destination drop down as well, because that will be, they sort of work hand in hand. And then again, of course, you've got search by price. Very, that's for your, I guess, your price driven guests who don't really care where they travel to. They just want to have a good deal. So that you can find good deals through that. I'm going to search my category list. And now I'm given the option of all the cruises available to me on or around the date of the 3rd of October. So there wasn't really anything, or I'm going to put 23rd. So all of these dates are available. If I was like, actually, none of those dates really work for me, I need to go a little bit later, you can just go up here and go next. And it will just go the very next in order of all of our departure dates. You can do the same with the categories and that sort of thing as well. So here is the title of the itinerary. And if you wanted to know what the exact itinerary was, all you have to do is click on view, and it gives you a fleshed out version of the itinerary. Tells you down the bottom here, 2 nights, 2 formal nights and 8 casual nights. Lots of information here, tells you if there is a water shuttle or a tender, and for the ports. Obviously this port is it's an actual port, and it gives you the times here. So really great option there. So you can see the itinerary. I'm just going to do a Royal Princess ship. So down the bottom here as well, if you wanted to know what the category descriptions are, you can click on category descriptions, and it gives you a quick description of each of the categories on the cruise that you've just selected. So I had Royal Princess selected, so it's only going to give me what's specific to Royal Princess. Just another great area to be looking at. And the segments, just view the segments of the cruise. So I'm happy with that. I'm going to go on Royal Princess 10-day cruise around Australia. To Queensland, sorry. So now you've got here, so this will be your fare selection. What the price that pulls in here is the best value. And we really, the best value fare is by far the Princess Plus, which includes, I touched on it quickly last week, but it's $65 per person per day on top of the normal cruise fare. And it includes the Wi-Fi, your drinks package, fitness classes, juice bar, and a couple of other things. So it is the best value in terms of if you wanted to buy all of that separately on board. But if they don't want the drinks package or anything like that, you will need to change the fare to the cruise only. I will show you how to do it in just a moment. On the right-hand side here, if you had a group set up, you'd have your group rate here as well. So you'd have 2 group rates. So this would be a group code, a 3-digit group promo code. So let's just say that you did want to look at the fare comparisons. Fare comparisons is your baby. That's where you want to be looking at. So you click on fare comparisons, and you can actually choose. So if I want to look at the twice as nice with the including of the plus promos, like also wanted to look at what the premiere, I could look at that and say we can continue. Yep, that's just getting you to confirm. So now what I've got here is I've got the Princess Plus promo on the left-hand side, and I'm just seeing the difference of what it would cost if I did want to upgrade to the premiere. So you can do that with the group rate as well. As you can see here, the promotion is down the bottom. I'm actually okay with the fact that it's Princess Plus. That's fine. I don't need the higher end. And I'm going to just book go for a balcony. So I'm actually going to book for 4 people here today. And I just want to show you. So at this point now, I'm booking cabin 1, and I'm still very much in the quote phases. But I want to stay really close to another couple, and we want to be as close as we can to each other on the ship. So here's this field here called the adjacent cabin search, and it allows you to choose a cabin type that you want to be as close to possible on board the ship. So we both want to be in balconies. I'm going to click balcony, and it's going to prompt me to make that second booking after I've completed this booking. So if we go down a little bit further and continue with our original, I've selected category BB. This is just checking all the details that you wanted to, the home city air, there's no air, we're going from Australia. And the dining over here, there used to be times here if you're familiar with Polo Online, but the dining time to select is now in the app of the Medallion. So all you have to go in there, it's called Dine My Way, and you just select the dining time. You don't need to book if you're just selecting your dining time for you and your travel companion. But if you had a larger table and you did want to make sure that you're all seated together, that's when I would go in and use Dine My Way and make the bookings. Just gives you all the information on here, and we're happy with this. Again, you can look in the voyage itinerary and category descriptions, the same as what they were on the last page. And I'm going to click Save and Continue. So now we're at the quote phases. Here is where you could send an e-quote to yourself. So I would suggest probably that's the best way to do it, to send it to yourself, just so you can make it look a bit prettier and send it with your letterhead and that sort of thing. If you wanted to send it from your own email, you can print it. You can add travel packages here by just going on down here, which is where your hotels and that sort of thing would be. There's nothing loaded in the system just yet. I believe it's probably a little bit too far out, but there's no flights or anything on this. But it would sit down here and you have little radio boxes that you could select for if you wanted the hotel for passenger 1, and you'd select them, or if you wanted to put both of them, and because these are up to the passengers. So you just select that, and then you can go add it, and if you click submit, here we go, package list, here we go. So you'd go 4 seasons if you wanted to add it, and then you'd go submit and it would add it to the quote. I'm just going to go back for this one, back, and now we're still at the quotes, and it would sit here, transfers and packages. So now you've got your quote, you've got the total gross fare, your commission, everything would stay here. In that I'm in the training system, it's not loaded for me, but however, then you've got all the deposit due dates and the final payment date here as well. Now I just want to point out at this stage, if you had booked the standard fare, not the Princess Plus, I have booked the Princess Plus, here is where you can add and remove codes. So each of the fare types, what this means, we've designed codes, meaning that you can just add in a code and it will add it to both passengers, rather than having to go back to the beginning of the process and refaring. I will touch on this a couple of times because it can get a bit confusing. And at the moment, we're in the development phases of getting a little question mark, just much like this one, put here. So it tells you what the offer codes are, and you can add them at this point. So, and I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. So we're at the quote phases. If there was future cruise credits that the guests have, I just want to really make note and make it clear that they automatically apply if there's available future cruise credits for guests at this point. So you will know where, if it has been, if there's an amount next to amount received, and it would say that they've taken some cash payment from their future cruise credits. If they weren't ready to book, because they've got 3 days to make their, they've got 3 days to secure the deposit. If they didn't really want to put that on yet, it's not a problem if it's outside cancellation fees, of course, but if it is inside cancellation fees and then the booking is made and the future cruise credits have been applied, then they do get taken off the cancellation fees and there is an amount deducted from them. So if you want to remove them, it's just very simple. You just click on FCCs and you click on display FCCs. And I don't have any open at the moment, but they would just sit here and they would have a little button exactly like that. And you just, they'd be already highlighted and confirmed on the cruise. You just untick them to remove them and click on Save and Continue. And then you go back again, and it will be removed from here and you'll have nothing there. You can, it's exactly the same way to re-add them back in again. You click on FCCs and you re-add them in again in the booking information a little bit later, which I will cover. I'm happy with all of this. Again, you've got this option the whole way through to look at the voyage itinerary, add travel packages as well. And of course, if you needed to book some Easy Air in, which is our flight portal. So Save and Continue. I'm happy with all of this. Happy, yes. Okay. So this is where you select your cabin type. Now, unfortunately, we have been given 0 in that there was over 9 cabin options. There definitely should have been some. I think this is it. I apologize. I believe it's because it's the training system. All of your cabins would be available here. So what we're looking at is the current booking on the left-hand side here, and you would have cabin options down the bottom here. For the sake of the exercise, I'm just going to have to select guarantee, so we don't have to go through this again. And you would have, it would say on deck, say 8407, A407, A409. And then on this side, you've got, so this is, the system is telling you that these are two separate cabins with the break down the middle, and the cabin type is here. And then it would have a list of cabin options, and you can choose what's close to each other. You can also select within, if nothing comes up within 5, you can extend the search, and once you've confirmed it, it will refresh and it will say, and you've got more options. You can also change it here. So if you want to, you know what, there's no balconies, but maybe there's an ocean view close by, or maybe there's an interior close by, and you can also change it to 4 guests if you need to here. So this is where you would select the second cabin, even though you haven't put in their names yet, but we will do that. So select cabin 1, choose where it is located on the ships, use your deck plan at the back of your brochures for that, and select cabin 2 and save and continue. Just a great, really good tool for families traveling together or couples traveling together. Okay, so now we're still in the quote phases, but we're now adding the information. As you can see, all of my information has been nicely populated due to having the passenger captain circle number put in at the beginning. The age needs to be filled out. It's the only one that doesn't populate. So if it's an over 18, it's just really easy to just click adult, so you don't have to work that out. You can change your contact name up here if you need to, and just gives you a good overview to look at the details. So ship bed, if you that's where you want to be changing the bedding configuration. I'm going to leave that as twin. And then this is really important over here. So just before, when I was looking at the adjacent cabin, if you have selected 2 cabins close to each other, you want to be making sure that you've got this ticked to no to upgrade. It defaults to open to any upgrade, but if you want that specific cabin or that location on the ship, please ensure that you do click no, do not upgrade, because what we might find an upgrade. I mean, I know for sure for me, if I was upgraded from a balcony to a mini suite, I don't care where I'm staying on the ship, I'm happy with the mini suite. Whereas some people are very particular about where the location is and they want to be midship and they'd rather be in an inside than a mini suite if it's not down, if it's down one end. So just something to note there. It's a very important field. And then of course you're going to need the phone number. Like that. And I am going to TWID this booking. TWID is traveling with ID. Basically, it just lets the ship know that they wish to dine together. So if you're putting 5 p.m. dinner time in your app, make sure they do as well. And it just lets the ship know that they're dining together and they're linked. It's the only reason that they are linked. There's no other benefit for it except for dining together on board. So we want to click new, and it will create that one, and it will just carry over. So if you already had a TWID code, you just enter it in there. You wouldn't need a new one. So I'm going to click on book now. Because it's a guaranteed, that's a good note. Actually, guaranteed bookings are not allowed to have the do not upgrade. They must be open to upgrade. This is because the inventory have not assigned a location for them yet, so they must stay that way. Once they've got a booking, a cabin number assigned, you can go in and do not upgrade. And we can do that after for you too. If you get a booking a cabin number assigned for a guaranteed booking and they're really happy for it, you can email myself or reservations and ask us to put an e-mark in the booking and say do not upgrade because they're now happy. So we'll follow on with the process. And now we have a booking number. So the booking number sits at the top here. I'm going to just note that down. And a confirmation will be sent to your agency email. You've got all of the summary of the booking details here, the voyage, that it's on a guaranteed basis. The cabin will populate here once it has been assigned. And again, you can, if you were on my last webinar, you would have seen me talk about the bid to upgrade, which is just like how flights have always done it. You can bid for a stateroom upgrade at the price that the guest is willing to pay. So that this is where it sits in Polar Online. But of course, you can give your guests, your clients, full control, because they can do it also in Cruise Personalizer. Cruise Personalizer, meaning they can access the travel summary and boarding pass. You can give that links directly to your clients as well. And down here is the information that we have booked everything for. So you've got your commission table, your fare information, the deposit due date, the cancellation fee schedule, which is very important to take note of. And of course, the deposit due dates here. If this deposit due date was too far in the future, you can go into the booking information and change that. But I just before I do that, I just want to mention, so we did select that we wanted a balcony for a second cabin, and we want all of these details. So just before I go through these options here, we're going to go through and add in the other booking, and so we don't have to add in all of these details. Clone booking is going to be your best friend if you are selling into the same sailing for a large group of people. You want to be able to use this, so it just mimics the booking, and all you have to do is enter in the client details, which you'd be very familiar with doing as it is. So you click on clone booking. Yes, that's okay. We don't need to return. And rather than going through from the front screen again, I've now got, I've just been brought straight to the cabin selection, and I can click any one of these. So I'm just going to click on one of these. Of course, if they need a fully accessible cabin, this is an option to do this here. If you wanted to look at the cabin list, you can go into the closest available cabin. As we know that they're guaranteed only, that won't allow us to do it, but you can click on the cabin list as well to have a look. Happy with selecting this, save and continue. It just means you don't have to go through the category list, looking at the pricing and the quote screen. We have done all of that. And now you just need to enter in the booking details. So much like the first screen, if you know the number, you can just enter it in here. I'm going to search. So this just takes me back to the first page. And now I'll select my parents' seat. That's lucky for them. So we've got one. See, it's populated the details. And we have two. And it's populated details. Now I just need to click on adult. Again, and you can see here now, this is what we like to see, because we've cloned the booking, the TWID ID that was generated, AH4, has automatically dropped in to this booking. I didn't even need to do anything with it. Just take note of the ship bed. If you've got a cabin assigned, you want to click on do not upgrade. And book now. So now you've got your two booking numbers. Booking number at the top. You've got your product line here. Decks and plans and itineraries, always something that will be, this line is throughout the entire booking process as soon as you've selected the cruise that you want. And that will just take you to our website and show you a deck plan of the ship. If you need to do that, see where they're located. And again, this is just a mimic of the last booking that we looked at. Now I will cover the options down the bottom here for you. So if this deposit due date is just a little bit too close and they just need a tiny bit more time, you can click here on booking information. And extend the option here. So extend the option. And what that does is it does it by 2 days, and you have 2 times to do that. So you can effectively extend it by 4 days. If you need to cancel the booking, you'll get record updated here as well. You'll see that. If you need to cancel the booking, you can just click on cancel and give the reason. It will then ask you to re-enter the cancel code here. If you need a refund, you need to change the category. Like I mentioned earlier, they want to change the category to like potentially from Premier Princess Plus to Princess Premier, you would do that here. But alternatively, like I mentioned earlier, the offer codes. So this booking is actually being booked on the Princess Plus. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it into the Princess Premier in just a moment when we come back from this. So you can use all of these codes, allows you to add them in, and you've got all the details down here, and you've got the new booking number. Here's where you can book show excursions, spa treatments, can look at the cancellation fee, all very self-explanatory once you use them. I'm conscious of time, so we won't go into all of them. But if I just go back here, this is one where it's really nice option if you're willing to do, if you wanted to do something for your clients. It's one that's not widely used, and it's very, very effective and impactful for your guests. It's special requests and gifts. This is where you can add in a lot of paid for or complimentary services that are available on board. So if you just click on special services and requests, as you can see, this is everything that is already included in the fare because we have booked the Princess Plus fare. Now, I just really want to note as well, because this can sometimes be a bit nerve-wracking for people. People see the prices here and just think, oh my God, that they're not paying for that. Why is that on the booking? That shouldn't be on the booking. This is literally just telling you how much it would cost. So that would be the total price of it for the drinks package. That would be the total price of the medallion, because there's still special service codes in the system and they still need to be loaded, but you can ensure and be rest easy knowing that these prices are included in the fare that you've already agreed upon. This is just showing you what it would cost. This display area shows that if you want it to show on Cruise Personalizer, so you can go no if you wanted them to show on everything. It won't show underneath what's included in their travel packages. It's completely up to you how you like to do that. And so this is what's showing already here. If you want to add any special service or request, whether it's their birthday, you might want to put a bottle of wine on it for them. You might want to add specialty dining. If it's a present from you, it could be someone that you know, and it might be just a surprise from you. So you just click on add special service request or gift, and it will come up with some options here. Sorry, when I click on add, it's just not doing anything. Here we go, add special service and request. So here is where it all sort of sits. So I've got wine selected at the moment, means you can select that. There are usually more options than that. We're in the training system. Special requests, these are all free of charge. So if they've got a dietary requirement, a medical request, housekeeping request, anything like that, most of these in here will be free of charge. So if I just click on celebrations, you do have to click on submit for it to refresh. And now I can say it's actually my parents' anniversary. So you click on that, as you can see, it's $0, and you click save and continue. You want to do it for PAX 1. I want it delivery, the date, as you can see, the departure is the 23rd. But I want to put something on their door, and it's the 25th of October 23. You can save that. Potentially, and then you can see up the top now, record updated. So if I go back now and back again, you can see now it is at the bottom here. If there is nothing there, it will default to yes. So it will default to being shown on the Cruise Personalizer. And of course, you can cancel that if you want. Now, if I go add in special service and request, I just want to show you the other options that there are. So medical request, submit. This is where you can do, if they need a scooter, it's on request based only. If there's hard of hearing, anything here that you may need, it doesn't need to necessarily go through reservations unless it's not, the option isn't there, but it just gives you guys so much more control of being able to apply what is needed for your clients on the booking. So if I click on dietary requirements there, language preferences, they can also submit. There is options to add in these as well. Then of course you've got, I just want to quickly show you, let's go, you can add in celebrations for birthdays. These are the paid services ones. So these celebrations are just what they do is they put something on the cabin door on the date that you've requested, and they do get a piece of cake as well. Whereas you can add these in as a paid one. Gratuities is another good one for overseas bookings. Based here in Australia and New Zealand, there is no gratuities on board our Australia New Zealand ships because we are in the our location 4, meaning we don't have gratuities in our region anyway, but overseas, everywhere else, Japan, the US, Europe, there will be gratuities. And if you wanted to, you could prepay them if you wanted to. As you can see here, it's $0 because we're an Australian booking. But just a great area, and I urge you to have a look around and to add a few things like that on your booking. So if I just go back now, and I go back again, happy with all of that. And now we're back to here. So again, Princess easier. You could do this if you needed to waitlist cabins. I will show you. We actually, myself and my colleague did a range of little modules on Polar Online with quite a few of these different options. I will show you where they are on OneSource because so you can just go and have a look at them. They're short, sharp, interactive modules that you just can watch for each little feature in Polar Online. So there's one on apply FCCs, easy air, waitlist, and that sort of thing too. So definitely urge you to have a look. If I look at booking information again, this is again where you can add in your upgrade if you need to, change any details, and that sort of thing. So I'm just going to show you how you can, what I mean by needing to put the cancel code back in. So if I want to say itinerary change, they've changed their mind, I can go save. And it will just ask me to re-enter cancel code. So please reconfirm your cancel option. It does that because that really wants to make sure that you've made the decision to cancel. You want to make sure. So this has now been cancelled. Status is cancelled. And now I'm just going with my sister. Okay, so that is just a little synopsis of Polar Online. If I go back to the main menu now, how you want to be pulling up your booking is you again just click on manage booking. You just pop your booking number in here and click on search. Of course, if you don't know the booking number, you can put the voyage number, or you can search by a bit more. You can put in their last name if you're not 100% sure of the booking number, and you can search it a number of different ways. And now you come straight back into the booking. So again, if I click Cruise Personalizer, that's going to bring up the web page for Cruise Personalizer. And what it actually does is it brings it up with the details already implemented. So Cruise Personalizer will, if you just go to visit the URL, the website, it will ask for booking number, first name, last name, and date of birth. Whereas if you do it from Polar Online, if you're helping them get their travel documents and you're doing it all for them, then you can just do it straight from there and it will bring you here without having to enter those details. Again, of course, if they want to have control, this is quite nice for them to go in and have a look at all of these packages. So this is where they can upgrade to Plus and Premier if you just book if you just booked the standard, and this is where they can bid to upgrade as well. Onboard reservations, if they want to prepay any of those as well. Now, I do just want to show you where you can add in the offer codes. So, you know, if you didn't want to refare, if you weren't really comfortable refaring, in Polar Online from between Princess Plus and that sort of thing. So, go back here. Booking information. This is where I'm talking about the offer code. So there's 3 areas that you can add the offer code. It's at the home screen. You could add it in, but there's really no need to add it in the home screen. If you're knowing that you want to book the standard fare, on the fare screen, you would just book it. It's then in the quote screen if you've decided that they actually want to go to Princess Plus and they're on Premier, or the other way around. You can change it at that point. or you can do it at the end. So at the moment, this booking is based on, I'm just showing you. We're based on the Princess Plus fare, which is the promotions. For the promotions. And we can see the full breakdown here. So the cruise fare is $4,817. Pricing summary. This is where we've got the promo codes, NP1. And so that is definitely the Princess Plus. Now, if I decided, actually, I do think I want to be drinking a little bit more, I want the specialty dining in my package as well, and the medallion accessory as well that you get. And I want to go from Princess Plus to Princess Premier. All you need to do is go back to we'll go to booking information, and we go to this area here, and it will add it for both passengers. So this is the code. I don't expect you to remember it just yet, and because we're getting a little question mark like that. It's currently in the development stages with the US, and we put it there, and you just click on, and so we'll let you know. You'll have a list of what the codes are, whether you want to go from Plus to Premier, Standard to Premier, Standard to Plus. You get the idea. So if I click on submit, it's taking its time. Record updated at the top here. And now if I go back and I go into my pricing summary, it has now got the Princess Premier added, and now you can see the gross is now 5.9 rather as opposed to 4.8. So I have added the Princess Plus package. I've got more on board, Princess Premier, and I've upgraded, but without using the refare option. The codes make it so much easier to do it across both passengers. There are a few of them, as I said, and I'm happy to send these out to you if you, Amanda, so then you can put it maybe on your internet while we get that little button set up. So conscious of time, I just wanted to quickly now show you the agent, our agent hub, our agent travel center OneSource. So again, please utilize the Polar Online. I will show you where the videos are kept, and I'll also send through the link for other features in Polar Online, but that is basically the ins and the outs of the demonstration for Polar Online. So thank you for that. Now we'll just quickly do an overview of OneSource. So once you log in to OneSource, this is the home page. We have covered the Polar Online. Clicking on Learn More, this gives you a wealth of information on how to, any how-to guides. So down the bottom here, there's how to book Easy Air, adding and removing users, that's probably more for your head office, any booking process, information on your on the payments. There is also, if you wanted to pay via credit card, there is a user online how to pay via credit card, all payment options and that sort of thing, and who to contact. Now, the one I wanted to show you is the Polar Winter Warm-Up series. I will send your head office this link. There is a range of skills, a range of modules in here. Make sure that, and if we click on that, I just wanted to show you the modules. So it's just thinking about it. Well, while that's thinking about it, so at the top here, you've got all the options. I'll go back to OneSource Home. And the options up the top here are very similar to here. It's just a bit more fleshed out. Here is where you'll do your Agent Academy. If you haven't done that yet, I urge you to go on. We've got a lot of options for graduation cruises that you only pay the taxes for. It's free. So you may as well go and do your Princess training, learn our product, get up to speed, and get a free cruise at the end, which doesn't expire. And then we've got everything up here, the banners of what's coming up new. We have a brand new incentive that was launched on the 17th of March, meaning you can win a 10-night cruise on the Sun Princess. Will be hosted by one of our sales members here. So if you click on that, and if you click on the banner there, similar like the last incentive, all you have to do is click on here and enter your booking for the date ranges of between 17 March and 15 June. So definitely get your bookings in if you're making any over the next couple of months. So here's our media library, a wealth of information there, loads of images if you need to promote your business. Here's where you can order brochures. In that a lot of you guys are home-based, you may not be set up to have the right eligibility, so you may need to reach out to me. So if you ever need any brochures sent to you, please contact me and I can send them to your home address. Click to chat. This is our click to chat self-service option here. It's called Ask Isaac, and it is the person on the other end. You'll be always talking to someone here based in our Australian team. So same time zone and everything, which is great. They are open Saturdays as well, so that is a great option, and also means that usually you do know where you're sitting in the queue as well. It gives you what position you're in, and it means you don't have to wait on hold either. Your sales reports, that's probably only accessible from your head office, but that can give you information on future cruise credits, that sort of thing as well, which if you are having trouble and need a granular detail of that you can't access in Polar Online. Down the right here, you've got all the news and announcements. News and announcements is what we're using nearly every day, obviously during the times of COVID. There was lots of information on health and that sort of thing. We've now put our latest ones on the homepage here. So if you need anything to know about the safety protocols, and that sort of thing here, that's where it will be posted. I dare say the next sort of update we have will be anything that comes from the government. Otherwise we're sort of sitting tight for the moment. We've got new voyages, anything that happens, updates here. And then the one that I really want to hone in on is the self-service forms. These are really, really beneficial for you guys. And they just save your time for you. So if you've got a travel agent booking that is, it needs to be escalated. What happens is if you just come here, click on the travel agent booking escalation form, and it goes straight to our solutions team. Within 24 hours, you'll be given a case number. The response time would obviously depend on the difficulty of the case, but you do get a case number, meaning you can chase it up with reservations and they can see if any status has been put on it. If your clients have got a future cruise credit but they want a refund of it, this is where it's eligible for refund. I will stress that this is where you can enter it in, and it will go to our solutions team and they'll process it for refund. Same as a future cruise deposit, which is what they would have bought on board, $100 per person. That's also refundable. If you've got any other forms, these are redemption requests. This is a really good one if your clients are not vaccinated and they need to get an exemption request. That also is managed by our team. Really great self-service forms there, and they're far more efficient than emailing and getting clogged in the massive inboxes that we have here. So they are managed by a specific team and definitely worth having a look at. If I go back home, we've covered the home page. Up here is your Princess Academy. So if you clicked on Princess Canada Cabins and you clicked on book now, this is where you would find all of the options to have your free cruise. There are loads of different options. So this is just going to bring out, it's just 37 different options across Australia, New Zealand, Europe, Japan, and Tahiti, South Pacific. So I just wanted to try and definitely persuade you to jump on here and have a look. You could potentially get your dream cruise. Then you've got all of your troubleshooting, everything you ask questions. We also do have webinars, recorded webinars that I'll show you where they are in a moment. Booking tools, you can also get Polar Online. Travel agent rates, this is updated every time we have a new one. We only have specific cruises that do get put on travel agent rates and travel agent deals. If we ever have any ship inspections, please take note of this. For those guys who are in Melbourne and Sydney, we've got 2 next week. Click on these links to RSVP if you would like to come to one of these. They start around about 10, 11 in the morning and go to about 2:30 in the afternoon. So come and register there if you want to go and attend. The The links will probably close off this afternoon and tomorrow for these two. So definitely jump on there if you want to have a look. And then we've got agent tools. So if you want to look at any recorded webinars, click on it, recorded webinars, order brochures, also on the same page. Ships and onboard features is another really good one. So you can learn about the medallion class holidays, learn more about this, flyers that you can give to your clients from there. If you want to do a wedding on board, there's information about here and who to contact, all of our signature programs. And then you've also got, this is the same menu here as it is here. So then you've also got sales tools. And this is everything to know about the Captain's Circle program, select sailings. There are customizable flyers if you've got an event that you're hosting, or if you're, again, with destination marketing tools. If you're promoting Alaska, there are customizable flyers in here. There are also the fares. So every time we have a new program release, if it's still out, we will load the fares in here as well. And all that information, digital assets as well. Again, it's got a wealth of information. So now, it's still loading. I just wanted to show you all the where the videos are loaded. Here we go. So OneSource basics. Again, what I just was basically showing you what OneSource was. This will go into it a little bit further. As you can see, it's only 3 minutes. Booking basics, fares explained. So different fares, how to manage bookings. So there's 2 of those because it's a bit more of a longer process, but state routes, lots of different modules that if you wanted to really understand them and how to waitlist a booking, there's an option there, and that sort of thing. So definitely worth coming to have a look. Again, I'll just reiterate, that is from the homepage. Click on learn more, and that's for the warm-up skills. But we've got 6 more minutes, so if anyone wants to have any more questions, or again, you can more than happy for you to shoot them through to me as well. But thank you anyway, Amanda.
Thank you so much. Would you be able to pull up your contact information slide? Oh, perfect. Thank you. Okay, so we have a few questions, and the first question is, coming from Melbourne, Victoria, do I reach
Amanda.
out? Can you not hear me? Hello?
I hope everyone can still hear me. I can't control any questions from here. So if you do have any questions, email me. My email address is up on the screen there. Happy to send you through some training docs and that sort of thing, but I will shoot Amanda an email as well with the warm-up link, so you can just have it. You might want to bookmark it somewhere, and any follow-up questions you may have, please reach out to me.
Ellie, can you hear me?
See if Amanda is there and can hear me one more time.
Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me.
Okay, so that everyone can hear me, but I cannot hear them. So you can't hear me. No, I can't hear you guys. Sorry. So I will just wrap it up then. And okay, great. No worries. I'm chatting with Amanda on our chat. We will wrap it up here. I will shoot her through anything, but as again, thank you so much for taking time out of your morning today. We really do appreciate it, and hopefully this means this is more face-to-face and interactive training for you guys in the future. If you do want to reach out to our state managers across the country, please let me know and I can forward you through their details. They're more than happy to organise training, sometimes consumer events, whatever. I'm based in Sydney, but thanks again, guys, and have a great day.
Awesome. Thank you guys again for joining us. Sorry about that. My mic was working. I checked it. Just maybe her speakers weren't on, or somehow it just wasn't able to catch me. So if you guys had any questions, please reach out to Ellie via that email she had on screen. And yeah, just thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, we have another training next week. We actually have a bunch of supplier trainings for you all for the next few months, and I'll be posting that schedule up again to your group as soon as I have the updated one. And thanks again. Bye.